Well, I quite liked it, but then I am biased. Hello, David.
Hello, good morning or good afternoon.
How are you today?
I'm good. I'm good.
It is
Ready for a busy week.
Uh-huh. What have you been up to? Apart from motorcycling, I noticed that you've been out and about, and your son Jason has passed his test.
Yeah, he got his what we call the M2 here on Sunday. He finished back well, and a sneaky fella. He called me up. He was at his mom's and called me up, and it was about 3:00, which I thought was a little early to be done, but they had we had quite the weather here, so they might have got it done early. But I said, "How'd it go?" He says, "Well, I didn't turn out so good. I failed by 2 points."
Oh.
And I said, "Oh." I said, "Oh, well." I said, "Well, so what's the plan?" "Oh, I'm just kidding. I got a perfect score, blah, blah, blah." So he gets that from his dad.
And say hello to Corinne. Hello, Corinda. And Corinda's got a question for us. And how many people are on social media? Where do we begin? A lot.
Well, first you'd have to begin by narrowing that down. Define social media. What do you mean? How many people are on Facebook? How many people are on Snapchat? How many people are on Twitter? Or how many people are on them combined?
LinkedIn.
Yeah. No idea. Why would you want to know that?
It's a big question. It's a big question. Yeah. And we say hello to everybody who's watching us live. Thank you for joining us. If you want to say hello, then we will feature your comments on screen. Now, I heard a sound in the background whilst we were getting ready for the show. Is it something that you're going to show us today, or is it preparation for your show at 3:30?
Sound in the background.
Oh, right. It just the noise is off. I just heard a sound in the background. I couldn't hear your microphone, but I could hear other noises.
Oh, you mean my little sound box? Is that what you're referring to?
Yes. Could be. Can't hear anything, but yeah, it's possible.
I just played something. You didn't hear it?
Nope.
Well, it was working. What the heck did I do now? Try this. Nothing, eh?
Nothing. Nope. Silence. My volume's turned right up, so I would hear it. I most definitely would hear it if there was anything. That's better. That's the yes. Okay, so that's the mixer.
Yeah, I didn't have the volume turned up. There you go.
Okay.
So yeah, well, that's the little toy mixer that I got. I don't really use it for anything except here. I actually have an app that I'll be. I'll show you here.
Okay, into the magic cupboard.
They get Jennifer laughs at me once in a while because I save stuff. Like this is an old iPad Mini 4 or 2 or whatever. And it's slow and all that sort of stuff, but I'll be able to install an app on it, and then I'll have it right here, and I can program all the sounds that I want onto that and that sort of thing. That iPad Mini was the first. When I first used Switcher Studio years ago, I ran it on that iPad Mini. That's how far we've come.
Yeah, the times have changed and the times are changing. There's always something new on the horizon.
I have a new toy coming.
Okay.
I have a DJI Mavic Mini Pro coming my way.
Oh.
Drone.
And what are you planning?
Well, I don't know, drone footage.
Okay, fine. Okay, silly question.
Nothing specific. Well, I'm going to live stream with it. it's not designed for live streaming, but there's a workaround to do it. So I'll be doing that. I don't have to get a drone pilot's license for this because underneath the weight class.
Mm-hmm.
So much weight, you don't have to have one. But I'm looking at there's a course nearby me, and I'm thinking, I don't know, it's like $10 or $20 or something like that to get it. So I'm thinking I may take the course and get my drone's license anyway, just to have it in my back pocket. So if I'm flying around somewhere and somebody says, hey, you can't do that, rather than argue with them about, well, I don't have to because it's not I just pull that out and go, yes, I can.
Right.
So they had a drone at the lawn tractor racing last week when I was there a couple weeks ago. And there was a drone flying around, and it wasn't me. And there's another guy there that takes photos or video for his YouTube channel. And he was concerned, well, who is it? So they walked around and found out who it was. And the guy said, I've got I think it was a class 2 permit for that. And they're like, oh, okay. So it'll save a lot of explanation. You know, you're not supposed to fly over people and all this sort of stuff.
Totally.
What's up with you?
Now, our way of life has changed, as we know. But I think the pace of life may have slowed a bit, especially when it comes to going shopping. Because we went shopping yesterday, and we went to our local electrical shop to Curry's, and you queue outside. Fortunately, the sun was shining, but once you're in, then you've got the run of the store. Providing you follow the footmarks on the floor. And it was, rather than being packed as it was in previous times, you can just walk around, and it's a lot easier. I think shopping has got a lot easier now, because you're never going to get into a crowded shop. You're always going to be able to walk around and to buy, and then when you get to the tills, you don't have to queue for the tills. There's always one open. Went across the road to Costa Coffee, got 2 coffees, no problem at all.
Yeah.
You know, and the car parks were still pretty full. It's just that we've changed the way that we actually shop.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what's going to happen today with the premiere, but like, we're not in stage 3 yet in the area that I live in. Okay. The rest of the province is, except for us, Windsor, and one other place I can't remember, but you know, and obviously some bars, restaurants, and others were upset about that, but I'm like, probably because it doesn't affect me. I guess if I owned a restaurant bar, I might be a little more upset, because then it affects me. So selfishly, it doesn't upset me because I've been carrying on. You know, I live streamed a wedding on Saturday in London, which is about an hour from me. And, you know, that was interesting, you know, about 35 people in the church, and I had to set up cameras a certain way. And, but then where London is, an hour from us, they're already in stage 3. So they were allowed to have, I think, up to 50 people inside. Stage 3 is up to 50 people inside and 100 people at an outside gathering. So what I don't understand is, and I'm not the medical expert, what's the difference between 50 and 100? And why 50 inside but 100 outside? Do you have any rationale for that?
Outside numbers, or being outside, is less of a risk than being inside.
Why?
Yeah, because you've got the fresh air blowing everything about and blowing it out of your way. So you can safely have more people outside. I mean, we had 3 weeks ago, we had warm weather in the UK, and everybody flocked to the beaches. Yeah. And we've not had any repercussions from it at all. Yeah. Now, you'd expect if it was contagious in the open air, then there would have been. There haven't been, thankfully. So being outside is less of a risk than actually being inside premises, which is why And Garrick and I would quite happily sit outside a pub, but we wouldn't go inside unless we had to. And you don't have to, because it's waiter service and they bring the drinks to your table outside.
See, now I would think that because you're inside and there's no air or wind blowing things around, like I was thinking the opposite way. I thought, well, if you're outside and there's a wind, then it can blow and float through the air. If you're inside and there's control, I don't know. So, but
well, I've taken the air is inside the room. If there is aircon, then it's only moving very slowly, whereas a gust of wind outside is going a little bit faster.
Yeah. Okay. Well, no, that makes sense. What do you think of masks?
We have to start wearing them legally from Friday. We had a trial run this weekend. No problems at all. I think it's an acceptable way of actually showing that it matters to you or other people matter to you. And I don't see a problem with wearing them at all. In fact, from a practical point of view, it's just like putting your scarf on in winter. So no, I don't have any problems. Yourself? What are you thinking?
I don't know. I just I don't have a problem wearing one.
Right.
I haven't when I go out. I haven't I didn't wear one at the wedding.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, I was up at the very front, off to the side, in an area like an open space area by the pews.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't near anybody. I was far away from, anybody.
Yeah.
Didn't have any. I was more than 2 meters away, so I wasn't made to wear a mask. That being said, the people that attended and sat in the pews, even though they were sitting beside, some of them were sitting beside each other, which I would assume was their social circle or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The priest, father said, "Wear your masks," but he didn't wear a mask, and the bride and groom didn't.
Okay.
And he was sort of 2 meters apart, So, and then the witnesses, I found that interesting. When I'm out at Brownstones here, which is a pub I like to go to, sit out on the patio with a buddy, and nobody's wearing a mask. It hasn't been.
Yeah.
It hasn't been made mandatory in Lambton County. They had a vote on it, and it was turned down. It was opposed to make it mandatory.
Right.
So there's a big stink about that right now in our county. And I don't know. I haven't really been out anywhere as far I've been out on the motorcycle a lot, but I haven't really been in any crowd gatherings of any sort other than the pub. When I took an Uber the first time a few weeks ago, I just wasn't thinking. I opened the front door and the guy's like, "Oh no, you have to get in the back." Oh yeah, sorry. So I hopped in the back. And then the next time I took an Uber, there was a thing popped up that said, "We expect you to wear a mask in the back seat." So I grabbed the mask that I had at home. I hopped in with my mask on in the back seat, and the driver didn't have a mask on. So
there are anomalies, aren't there? That's the problem. There is no real consistency. If you go shopping, then you wear a mask. Okay,
yeah.
That's going to be a legal requirement from Friday. £100, $120 fine. If you don't, it's going to be policed by the police, and how they're finding us policemen, I don't know. Or it could be somebody could actually report you. I don't know how that's going to work. Shop staff obviously can't do anything about it. They're there to help customers, not to turn them in. But
there's not enough ways to do it.
Yeah, if you work in an office, then you don't have to wear a mask. Which, it's not consistent. That's the problem. That if you wear a mask to a shop, you can understand that because you're amongst people. If you wear a mask to the office, then you're amongst people again. So why the difference? And the difference is that, from what reading between the lines, is the government want everybody to go back to work. Furlough actually stops in October, so payments stop, dead stop, and they're encouraging people now to go to work. And the thing is that we've changed, and we found that we can work from home. Not just you and I, because we can and did and always will, but if you're a corporate person and you work for an international company and you used to work in an office, well, for the last 4 months you've been working from home and it's worked.
Yeah.
So why would you go into the office? Why would you commute to central Ontario or central London or central Birmingham if you don't have to?
Well, and I've had that discussion with a few people, like even the United Way here, Dave Brown, he hasn't had to travel to Toronto as often and different things. And he said, yeah, I see myself working more at home rather than going into the office. There's the receptionist there. So if somebody does walk in when they can, she's there to take anything. She can filter any calls to me or whatnot. And they're doing virtual meetings. And I think a lot of people I think a lot of companies are going to see this virtual world has been around for a long time. People just haven't been utilizing it. They just haven't been using it. And now that they were forced into having the experience of having to use it, I think a lot of people are going, even the bosses are going, you know what? Go ahead, work from home. How about you just come in the office twice a week?
Yeah,
and work the rest of the time at home. And if there's some stuff you can get done in the evening that works that way for our business, then that's fine. And I think if we do that and it works, I mean, you still have to do the job, and that just shows in the end result. Less stress at the job because the boss isn't around. As long as you're getting the work done, that requires some self-discipline. But
it does. It is. You've got to be your own boss. But it does give you, you're right, it gives you freedom to decide. I mean, if you've got an 8-hour day and you've got to do the 8 hours and somebody's tracking your keystrokes to make you do it, make sure you do it, then it doesn't matter to the company whether you do that from 8 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon or from 4 in the afternoon to midnight.
That's right.
Yeah,
I would certainly help with childcare.
Well, yeah, that would. I mean,
right.
All sorts of benefits. You're quite right. Yeah.
Which then in turn, I mean, if you really want to dig deep into it, the childcare, for example, which is a bit of a lighter load on the government that provides some childcare finance, etc. If you need less of it, there you go.
Yeah, if you could shift work from home, that would be a lot easier, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Is it time for dad jokes?
Oh, I'm not ready.
It's time for dad jokes. David's not ready.
Cut me off.
Okay.
Wait a sec.
Now, I was going to demonstrate something this week, but I'm still practicing. Web Captioner.
Yep.
Now works on vMix, so that the captions actually appear on the screen underneath you rather than being a separate screen. I've tied it into my vMix, so that part works, and I've got it. The text as I speak, it works solo, obviously. Text as I speak shows up underneath me. I just need to work out a rhythm.
You couldn't do it before?
Sorry?
You couldn't do it before?
Well, you could have web caption off on the side. You could have it as a separate shared screen. Yeah?
Yeah.
Now it's inbuilt to your camera feed.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, okay. Oh, well.
Yeah. So instead of using XSplit VCam, you use vMix, and you bring your vMix camera in, and it's got the captioning underneath. And it's it's brilliant, actually, but I need to practice doing it. So look out for that. Okay, it's time, as I've been waffling long enough. It's over to David.
I'm ready.
And we switch everything off.
I don't know if I'm ready
and
to do this thing.
I can be quiet or not. And
I haven't read any of them. So
you haven't?
No, I haven't read it.
Oh.
Need more time.
Okay.
All right. Stop it. Stop.
David. We switch everything off.
Why am I hearing an echo? Wait, there we
You
go.
okay now?
I am. I might have told this one, or I think I posted it on Facebook. What do you call a chicken looking at a bowl of lettuce?
I don't know, David. What do you call a chicken? You don't need me now. You've got music.
Chicken
Okay.
chicken sees a salad.
Okay, just hang on. Sorry.
Okay. What's
okay? Fine. I was just checking. I was just checking something. You carry on. I'm going to refresh. I'll be back in a minute. Just carry on as if I'm not here, because I won't be here.
Okay.
It's your voice.
Very good. Boo. Okay, what do you call a chicken looking at a bowl of lettuce? Chicken sees a salad. Yeah, okay. Won't do that again. Oh, boy. I asked a Frenchman if he played video games. He said, oui. That's a good one. I like that one. Where's that other one I need? There's another one I got to make sure I have ready here. Right, okay. How many psychologists does it take to change a light bulb?
I don't know, David. How many psychologists does it take to change a light bulb?
Just one, but it takes 9 visits. Appreciate it. Alcohol does not solve problems, but
Why
neither
not?
does juice. I don't know. I don't write them, folks. I read them. I narrate them. What do you call an alligator detective?
I don't know, David. What do you call an alligator detective?
An investigator.
Oh.
He didn't like that. Moses guided his people through the desert for 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
Even then, men were unwilling to ask for directions. Right?
Yeah.
What should you know to become an auctioneer? What should you know to become an auctioneer?
Don't know, David. What should you know to become an auctioneer?
Lots.
Definitely a groan.
All right, and the final comment here is research shows that 6 out of 7 dwarfs aren't happy. And that's bad dad jokes.
Well, that's factual. That is factual. Right. I'm just going to do a test while the music's playing.
Uh-oh. The guinea pig. What are you testing?
I just want to. I know that Barry's commented, but I can't see it, and I don't think you can see it either. So I'm just doing a comment myself. Oh, darn! Oh, I'm going to send it through anyway. I just want to see if this comment's actually come through, because if we're not seeing the comments, it just makes it rather difficult. And we're not ignoring it. We just simply cannot see the comments in the studio. And
okay.
whilst you
happening, or
whilst you were doing dad jokes, I refreshed and checked the feed on the show with David Burrows, and there were comments there which I can't see in the studio. All I can see is Corinda twice now. So we're not ignoring you. It's just one of those days. Somebody's changed something somewhere and it's broken it. To test this, if you could just press the like button. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, bits of it not working. Bits of the studio are broken. Okay, let's go with the bit that is working rather than the bit that's not.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Your show at 3:30, David, is coming up. Who's on the show today?
Yeah, coming up at 3:30 Eastern Standard Time, I have actually Ashley Marsden, who is she works at Bad Dog, which is here in Sarnia and Corunna, which is about 15 minutes away, restaurant pub type thing. And they've been very grateful for the support of the public to keep them going, and they also recognize that there are a lot of nonprofits and charities, etc., that are suffering.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to be donating $5,000, split up, $250 here, $500 there, whatever, to different organizations. And anyway, Ash is going to come on and talk about that today and why they're doing that and how people will be able to vote on that. And then I've got my friend Jake Chersky. I don't know if you recall him from Philly Cheesesteaks. He'll be coming on to talk about, he started selling ice cream cones, but he's also doing a charity initiative as well. So he'll be talking about that. So those are my two guests today.
Cool. Which gives me a chance to talk about my show at 10:30 a.m. tomorrow. And I'm going to go full screen with this if I can and play the trailer. Here we go. It's myself with Ross Boundy, who's in Australia, and that's why we're on at 10:30 a.m. in the UK, because it would be 7 p.m. Where Ross is. So it's the only time of day we can actually get together. Roz is, she's a great supporter of all the live shows, and she's got her own regular shows, which she does. And it's going to be a pleasure to actually get together and chat. We've been on shows together, but that's not the same as having a one-to-one. So I'm quite looking forward to that tomorrow. And if you can tune in at 10:30 a.m., please do. If you can't, then there's always the replay. And of course, it will be on YouTube too. It's going to be half an hour. Well, I haven't got a clue what's going to happen. Anything could happen, anything at all. Ross is just really good at what she does. She is a virtual assistant looking after people. And besides that, she's into card reading. And I want to learn a little bit about what it's all about, because she does the videos every day with the tarot cards. I probably got that wrong, but with a certain set of cards. And I'm looking forward to learning more about it.
Have you ever had yourself? Have you ever been read, tarot read, or palm read, or?
Have you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, long time ago. Like I was in my 20s, and I remember a friend of mine. She had tarot cards. She was into that, and I don't remember what happened, or whatever. It was a long time ago, but I've never actually, paid and gone to like a fortune teller or whatever. And forgive me if I'm using the wrong terminology, but
this is it. We can put the wrong construction on this, because we've as you say, it's a while since you went, and I'm just eager to find out more. Really, keeping that in mind. And just see what happens. See what Roz has to say.
So Jennifer and I started watching Sons of Anarchy. Have you heard of that show?
Yes. Yeah. It's on Amazon Prime and Netflix, I think.
Yeah. And we started, the whole motorcycle thing. So we've friends of ours said, oh, yeah, you got to watch Sons of Anarchy. And I'm like, no, I'm not interested in I don't want to watch it. And they're like, oh, it's so good. I'm like, and that's why I don't want to watch it, because it's so good that I'll get addicted and I'll have to watch it.
Yes.
Because it's not it's not like it ran from 2008 to 2014. So like it was done 6 years ago.
Yeah.
So made the mistake and watched an episode the other day, and now about 11 episodes in now.
Binge watch, it's easy done. I would just watch another, and then you take a break, and then you just watch
Well, the other day we watched 3 episodes, and then I was like, okay, and Jennifer's like, oh, watch the next one. I'm like, no, I've got some work to do, and I've already wasted 3 hours of the day.
This is the thing. This is the thing. If you get involved in a series, you're actually relaxing, chilling, not on the computer, just chilling out, and it is a diversion, and it's a way of relaxing too.
Yeah, well, which is fine. I you got to relax and spend that time, but you also have to know when to say, okay, I have stuff to do. I need to turn it off, and that's why I didn't want to watch it anyway. So we are enjoying it, but we're way behind, right? It's funny to watch a show that in 2008 because the cell phones look completely different.
Indeed. Yeah, we're going through a very stressful time today. Very stressful. Okay. There is nothing more stressful at all. It's just every 3 or 4 years. Angelica's got a new phone, and it's the turn off the old phone, get the new phone working bit. And she's in between the two at the moment. The SIM card's come out of the old phone, it's gone into the new phone. The new phone's not got all the software on it. Logins are not working. Double authentications are not working. It's stressful. Yeah. It is stressful. It's probably one of the most stressful things you can do is to actually change phone, especially when you don't have a password manager and all your passwords are in a book, old-fashioned way, an A to Z book.
What do you think is worse, switching phones or losing your phone? Which feeling is worse?
Losing your phone at home when you have somebody who can ring you isn't too bad, providing the battery power is there. Losing your phone outside, losing your phone outside would be a catastrophe. Why do you ask?
Yeah.
Has it happened?
Oh yeah. And I always joke by saying, boy, you lose that phone, that's the worst feeling than losing your kids in the mall, right?
Yeah.
It's just horrible. No, I was out with some friends on the bike the other day. And we started about 6 in the evening and went till about 2 in the morning. It was such a nice night. But anyway, the one girl that came along with us, we stopped at a Tim Hortons and had a coffee, the 4 of us. And then she left and went home. And then she called from her computer to somebody saying she lost her phone. So she came back, and then of course it's dark out, and then we went for 3 of us went for a drive trying to find it. And at the end of the day, she finally called back. Oh, I found it. So who knows where she left it, but I know for me, like if I were to lose my phone, I'd be, I don't know what I'd do.
Be totally lost because the apps on your phone are not the same as the apps on your desktop. So yeah, I agree. You losing your phone is bad. Is bad because you're out.
Mine's for business, right? Like that's a lot of my lifeline is in there. Other people get upset. Oh, my Candy Crush, I was doing so good. Sorry about that. Your Candy Crush.
When it's part of your work, it's important. And most of it's in the cloud. So you could go and get a new phone and be up and running again within hours. So technically,
probably
not the same problem as it used to be. I mean, if you can log into Gmail and into Facebook, then you sort of 2/3 of the way there, because everything, well, in my world, everything runs off those two for authentication. And Dashlane as well. If you can remember your Dashlane password, which has the passwords of all the apps you've got, then you could be up and running within a matter of hours. But changing phones is also stressful, and it's a stressful day to day. I'm just hoping, my fingers are crossed, that everything goes well. And we'll get. You see, the other thing is this is the in between time. You've got your phone, and your phone. Just a minute, I'll try and get in front. Your phone's got a beautiful case. Yeah. Your new phone doesn't fit into that case. Now, the phone that you're ordering, they will pay you a case, but it will cost you $50. Yeah. Whereas if you go on Amazon, you can get a case for $12. Similar quality. So you order the $12 case, but that's not due to arrive for another 3 days. So you've now got your phone and it's naked. And if you drop, so by Thursday we should be back to normal with the phone in its new case and everything set up and working. The other thing
what kind of phone did she get?
Yeah, sorry.
What kind of phone did she get?
She's got Angelica's bought a Google Pixel 3a XL.
Oh wow!
She had the Google Pixel and original, and she's had that for 3.5, 4 years, and now she was going to go for the Google Pixel 4, but that has such bad reviews. And the problem she's had with the Pixel phone, any phone where you're onto your second battery, the battery situation is going to get worse and worse. And you get a situation where the battery power is shown 27% and it just goes off because it's not 27%, you just no power left. So given that the Google Pixel 4 got bad reviews for its battery and the Google Pixel 3 XL did not, that's the one she actually chose. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a good.
Well, hang in there, Angelica.
It's a good piece of kit. I'm sticking with my Samsung. It works.
I'm an iPhoner.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, in actual fact, okay, because you have an iPhone, did you know that you can now go live on Amazon with your iPhone and sell things?
Go live on Amazon.
Yeah. And sell anything you like on a commission basis.
What do you mean go live? You mean live stream?
Live stream on Amazon.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Ross did it, and Eileen's done it. Eileen Smith. Ross was live. He was selling Amazon products from his iPhone. Eileen was the same. She didn't have any of her own products to sell, so she was just selling things that she actually uses. And the qualification is 2 qualifications. One, you've got to be an Amazon. And the second thing is you've got to have an iPhone, because we Android users, we don't matter. It's iPhone users. Actually, it's one of these weird ones where they've done the.
So how do you do it? Is it an app, or like do you know more that you can tell us?
I can send you the details. It's Amazon resellers, and I'll send you the details so you can check it out. It is the ability to actually sell whilst live on your mobile phone and to sell Amazon products. As what's the word? I'm looking for a word here. Somebody who promotes something, ambassador, sort of thing.
Right.
So yeah, that's a possibility. And also, just as Eileen Smith is a good friend, and Eileen Smith broadcasts on StreamYard and on Facebook and on YouTube, and she has just passed today 10,000 subscribers on her YouTube channel. So congratulations to Eileen for providing consistent, good quality content, and for the recognition that 10,000 people are now actually subscribing to your channel. She's done well. It's only 5 minutes ago she had 5,000 subscribers. So it's just literally, I remember sometime last year she got to 5,000 subscribers, and that was a milestone. And now she's whipped past.
I watch her stuff.
Yeah, she's good.
Yeah,
she's very good. I mean, I've been following
her for a couple of years.
Yeah.
She's at least a couple of years, probably longer.
Yeah, she's very good. I mean, it's always good to get together with Eileen, because she knows what she's talking about, and she has a way of explaining it which you can actually follow, and she makes it interesting. She's just good at what she does, really. Congratulations, Eileen.
Yeah, way to go.
All right. So, how is the voiceover doing? I'm asking for a particular reason.
Oh, fine. Yeah, I haven't done much in the last week and a half, just because I had other projects on the go. That's one of the nice things about doing it, that I can turn it off and on when I want, kind of thing. And I'll be getting back into probably Thursday. I start recording again for another book. So one of the nice things about it is if you do a good job, and then there's a producer that liked you, then they have other books that come along, and they just come back to you and say, "Hey, you'd be great for this book. Are you available?"
Right.
Which you don't necessarily have to audition for, because they already know your voice, kind of thing, and it's so I'm able to build those relationships pretty quickly, actually, which is great. Yeah, no, it's good.
Well, following on from that, because you've mentioned it several times in the broadcasts, and Fons was watching us, and he decided that he would like a voiceover. So if you let me share the screen for a moment. Well, not let me share. Try and stop me. I'm going to play something. Right. Okay. So, sharing the screen, I'm going to bring it up on stage, so you actually know it's an MP3 that's playing, and hopefully this will work. And obviously, this is the full reel. So I'm going to press play, and here we go. This is the Cambridge Historian sharing your history of the community of Cambridge and beyond. Cambridge Historian was created by Fons Chamberlain, a man far more than a local historian. Born and bred in Cambridge, is also a noted radio and TV personality and a best-selling author. That's the man behind it all. But what is the project itself? Cambridge Historian is a growing online resource of the history of Cambridge and beyond, with many features and ways to discover the past. Let me explain.
Hello.
Hello, yeah. I'm just trying to get us both on screen at the same time. Just a minute. I'm going to put me.
Now
I'm
I can hear you.
Okay, I'm going to try and get David back. So let's hide that and bring David back on screen and take Saul off. I've lost you. This minute I've put David full screen. No, hang on. Wait a minute. We'll get there. That went exceedingly well.
Painful.
Okay. Well, the first bit went okay. That was my first ever voiceover. For reasons best known to Fons, he asked me to do a voiceover, so I did.
Very nice.
And hopefully, I had to do a retake of a section of it, but it's not as easy as you think it's going to be, is it?
And typically, what you'll find is, I mean, I don't know how your setup is. Like, there's certain guidelines that I have to follow, like the peak levels and the compression levels have to be set. And then their system actually takes it and scans it to make sure that everything's, so you don't just record it and go, oh, that sounds good.
Yeah.
There are things that are, at least for the system that I use, Amazon, right? They do all that. So, and sorry, what's that?
You're actually recording directly onto Amazon?
No. I recorded here in my studio.
Okay.
But then when it's sent to the producer, and then it's Amazon and Audible and iTunes, they all scan audio file, and they all have settings that I use Audacity to record.
Yeah.
You can use any recording program, but there's specific settings that I have to go in that they send me detailed instructions on doing. So it's not just sit down, record it, and go, oh, that sounds good. And I go back. Typically, if I'm recording a book that's, and it'll tell me how many words it is and how long it approximately takes. So if it's a 2-hour book, it will typically take you 4 to 5 hours to record the book.
Mm-hmm. So
right?
you have to. You, how about making mistakes?
Making mistakes? Well, that's one of the reasons why it takes you, typically, however long the book is, it will take you at least double that to record and edit it. Right. So, yeah, if you make a mistake, then you go back and, typically in that spot, you go back and re-record that section of it. And then you do it right away, typically. You also go back and then you have to have what's called a room tone. Mm-hmm. And a room tone is basically when I'm not talking, and there is a sound in the room, even if you can't hear anything, and the room tone can only be so loud. There has to be so much silence at the beginning and the end of the audio recording. What else? I go back and I take out breaths. When you're reading, you go ba-da-da-da-da, and anyway, and then I go back, and so it's a process, right? So I don't just read it. Now sometimes some narrators, they just read it and record it. And then if there's any errors, they take those errors and put them back in, and then they send that file to an editor, right. And then the editor fixes it for them. But then they pay that person. So yeah, it's quite a process. It's quite a process.
I can appreciate that now, because
yeah, go ahead.
My recording was only 4 minutes, not 2 hours.
Right.
Yeah.
So are you doing the book for him, or what? Or is that this?
This is not a. He hasn't got to the book yet. This was just basically he's going to put it on the videos that he does.
I see.
Cut it up and use it. He wrote the script and he put a pause in between the paragraphs, which is why there's space in there, silence, and he's going to then repurpose it. Yeah. I mean, he's got a good voice. Why he didn't use his own voice is I don't know, but it's very kind of him to. I'm honoured that he should actually ask. So I enjoy doing it, but I do appreciate how hard work it is and how you can't rush it. You've got to be no. You can't just read it either.
I find that I get a groove going. Once I get going, I get a groove. And you get I don't read the whole entire book before I know what it's about, because I've been given a description. I might read the first 2 chapters to get a feel, mm-hmm. and then I start recording, and then but once I get going, it's like I can do a book in a day, if depending how long. If it's a 2-hour book, yeah. I can get. Could I get 2 done in a day if they were 2-hour books? Yes, but I don't want to do 2 a day, because if I sit down and do the whole entire book in one session, that 4 or 5 hours, mm-hmm. with breaks, of course, my voice is done.
Yes,
I want to do 2 a day. Yeah. If I'm doing 1 a day, one every other day right now is the goal to get to, because then there's I've got other stuff too, but then it's hard on the voice too. Yeah. So yeah,
it helps to have been there, because I've got some small understanding of how it actually. Well, it's not easy. That's all I'm going to say.
There you go.
Okay, now I know you're interested in cricket, David. So I'm just going to update you. England are playing the West Indies at the moment. Behind closed doors, there is nobody watching, and it's a very close game. West Indies won the first match, and the second match is in its final day, in sort of getting towards the end. And it looks like at the moment, we're not counting our chickens, but West Indies 184 for 8, needing 269. So we should win this one to make it 1-1 in the series. In actual fact, cricket, we can now play, or youngsters can now play cricket again, which opens up a whole range of possibilities. Because they said, the government in their wisdom said the cricket ball actually transmits the disease, but that was 5 weeks ago. It stopped doing it now, so we can go and play cricket, which of all the sports that are out there is the most socially distanced sport you could ever dream of. Because the two batsmen are 22 yards apart from each other. The bowler, well, never mind, I'll not go there, but it's just good to have cricket back. I did a show early today on StreamYard. I didn't host it, I'm going to say that, but I was hosted by Corinda on StreamYard, and we're talking about Formula One. And it was the Formula One at the weekend, and it was the Hungarian Grand Prix. And in the UK, if you don't watch these things live, there's no replay. Not unless you buy Sky and you pay $50 a month for Sky, can you actually watch the sport? So I had never seen it. So I was talking about the Hungarian Grand Prix, and I had never seen it.
Right.
So I'm just grateful for newspaper reports.
Right.
But the thing is that's sport without a crowd is not sport. We used to, it says they are called spectator sports, aren't they? So if you're watching a soccer game or Formula One or karting or you name it, if there isn't a crowd there, then there is no atmosphere. And if there's no atmosphere, it's just,
It's certainly different.
Yeah. So hopefully by October, we should be able to watch. Well, we're hoping, we've been told that we can actually go and watch soccer again live. So the stadiums will have crowds, which should be good. So slowly but surely things are changing.
So that's that time for me. I've got to jump out of here a little bit earlier than normal, but I have the premiere, and I've got to. I'm showing Jason how to do it, so I've got to get ready for that.
Okay.
I'm not going to be available to do it tomorrow. He's taking over for me. So thanks again, everybody. Sorry we didn't see your comments here, but I'll try to get back to them after. If you enjoyed us, don't forget to give us a 10 in the comments below. And if you didn't like us, well, forget about it. Just come on back next week. Give us another chance. From Sarnia, Ontario, I'm David Burrows. Thanks, Stephen.
Yeah, take care, David. See you again soon. All right. So that means that if I can get this sorted out, I do apologise for not being able to actually see the comments. I did refresh the studio, but that didn't work at all. So I can't see your comments. As David said, he'll catch them afterwards, and so will I. Because it's your comments that actually fuel the show. And if there's no, then it's not the same. The atmosphere is not the same. It's like playing soccer or cricket without a crowd. Broadcasting without being able to react to comments is just not the same, because David and I don't broadcast. You know that. We network, and you can't network if you can't actually see the comments. So I'm going to have a word with support after this and see if we can get this resolved. I know that some updates are going on, but I didn't expect that to be happening. Okay, so I'm just going to share my screen for a moment as I can, and hopefully this time I can leave the sound on this time. And I'm going to go with that and come back to me. I'm going to bring it up on screen. I'm going to go picture in picture. Right, last Friday, I think, I launched my, let's go to the top of the screen, sorry about this, live broadcasting hardware and software list. And this is the equipment that, and the software I'd actually used during the live broadcasts, as I am doing today. And that's the machine I had for 4 years. And beneath that is a video which explains why hardware and softwares in the list. Then we start off with a list proper. And what's been happening, people have been liking items in the list and they've moved to the top. So people like Crisp, and they like Be Live, of course, and XSplit VCam, and Sharecaster videos. I'm grateful for that one. And Camtasia. So people are using those, which is brilliant. And then people also like the free video to JPG converter. Now, everything that's in this list is actually explained in the video which accompanies this blog post. And there's my computer. So, as I can't see your comments, it's very difficult to actually judge any reactions. But I do know, and I'm grateful for the fact, this is why, this is not blowing my own trumpet, this is the fact of life. And I've kept this on in there for a reason, to actually motivate me. But so far, 924 people have read the blog post, or parts of it. And of those, 237 have looked at it today. So I did this blog post on Friday, and 237 views again today. So the blog side is very important in live broadcasting. It's a point, you can attract people to your blog site, and you can tell your story a lot better than you can in just video. So it's a combination of video and words. And I'm just very grateful for everybody who actually visits my website. From a standing start just 6 weeks ago, there have now been 20,000 views of the articles, and I'm blown away by that. And I shall continue, hopefully like Eileen Smith, to produce good quality content. And speaking of which, if I stay on that page and I go to the top, when if I go to the blog, my latest blog post, because that was the Friday one, this is my Monday blog post. I alluded to it earlier. I'm live with Roz, and we're bringing Australia and England together, and we'll be talking for 30 minutes tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. We've known each other for years. We support each other's shows. This is the first time we've been able to get together and just the two of us on screen. So it's going to be a blast, because Roz has the most wonderful sense of humor, and I'm just going to enjoy actually chatting. If you can join us, then please do so. You're more than welcome, or you can catch the replay. If you've got any questions for Roz or questions for me, then please ask them. But I'm enjoying interviewing people. It's a different, really. I mean, David and I co-host the show. It's not an interview one side or the other, but I'm now into my 6th interview, getting into my stride, dusting the cobwebs off. And I said to Roz, because what I do when I do an interview, I ask people to give me 3 questions, and that's 3 questions that are going to be asked throughout somewhere in the interview, or to start it off, or if it gets quiet, we can all go to the questions. And I said to Roz, can you send me 3 questions? And she said, no. So she said, don't need them. I'll defer to you, and we'll just do it anyway. So we're just going to do it tomorrow. Thank you for watching today. Normal service will be resumed. No, it won't. I'll be in touch with everybody later this week. I'm back in tomorrow with Roz, and of course at 12 p.m. Eastern in the Believers group tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day, and thanks for watching. Take care, and see you again soon. Bye for now. I will read the comments.